Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the First Class Sports Podcast. My name is Bobby.
I'm Eric.
And today is September 27th, 2023.
Sorry, he glitched.
I did glitch. I'm sorry. my fault. I read the number and trying to turn the number into the date. Anyway, and this is our Pick'em video for Week 4 of the 2023 NFL season. We're going to throw a little bit of recap in here. We're only going to do one episode this week, a little time constraint. So we'll just try to mix this and still keep it short.
Mm-hmm.
So going on with I did that last week too. Game 1 of Week 4 is the Thursday game, which will be Lions at Packers. Last week, Packers had a great comeback against the Saints. I believe they were down 17-0.
Yeah, they were, and they 18 unanswered.
And then 18 unanswered. I believe that all happened after Carr went down, correct? Carr got hurt.
They don't have a quarterback after Carr.
Say that again?
They don't have a quarterback after Carr.
That's a lot of crap talking to Jameis, though.
Well,
okay, all right. And then Lions did okay. Lions did what they were going to do. They beat Atlanta. Pretty handily.
Yeah.
So Thursday game in Lambeau, divisional game.
Packers might have Christian Watson and Aaron Jones back for the game. So they're questionable right now. I bet they do play.
And on a short week, that does raise more questions on the short week.
For them, they haven't played all year.
That's what Aaron Jones played.
One game.
He played one game, right. But what I'm saying is, on a short week, trying to come back, especially for Jones, if they play, I lean toward I want to give them a little bit of the edge at home. If this was in Detroit, maybe I'd give Detroit a little bit more of the edge.
Yeah.
I'm worried about Detroit's offensive line, though. I don't like the offensive line.
They giving up a lot of sacks? Or?
No, just the pressures I think are there a little bit more than I think.
How's Green Bay's defense been?
Solid.
I don't watch them at all.
I'm not gonna say solid. I'm not gonna say bad. I'd still say average, but I think it was 2 weeks ago. Detroit lost one of their starting corners, Gardner Johnson, I believe.
Safety, but yeah.
Safety, DB. And I think we saw a little bit of it. Atlanta's not, a hot team right now.
No.
They did start off 2-0, but it's I don't think they're one of the powerhouse 2-0, and they lost. So I'm actually going to go Green Bay here only because it's home. And I think with them coming back, I like what Jordan Love's doing. Now, he did get banged up. He did come back in.
True.
But I just think the Packers can hold their own at home.
I don't want to agree with you, but I'm going to agree with you. I think Packers are going to. I really want to pick Detroit to win this game.
Well, so do I.
With like you said, Detroit plays way better at home than on the road. I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit did win, however, but I'm going to pick Green Bay too, just because. I don't know. There's not as much firepower on Detroit's offense as there is on Green Bay's offense. I mean, they have Jahmyr Gibbs. I saw Montgomery's questionable for the game as well, too.
But, they have Amon St. Brown, and they have Laporta. Laporta's been popping off. And, you can't forget, don't they have Reynolds?
Yeah.
As a deep threat?
True. I just think that the more firepower that Green Bay has, and plus Jordan Love has looked pretty decent. Not to say Goff is a good quarterback in his own right, but it being a home game, short week, I'm going to take the home team.
Yeah. So we're both on Green Bay here.
Yep. Next,
we have our first of, I believe, 4 straight London games. So this will be an early game. For those, this starts Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
Barf.
This is Atlanta at Jacksonville, which will actually be in London, which technically has been dubbed Jacksonville's home. They play there every single year.
No, I just dubbed it Jacksonville.
Oh, did they? Wow. Okay, did not know that. Jacksonville did not look good last week. They got blown out by Houston.
They haven't looked good the past 2 weeks.
I mean, 3, we should have beaten them, if we're being 100% honest with you.
True.
Colts could have beaten them easily week 1.
All matchups coming up again here shortly.
Well, I don't know. They had a lot of turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that Jacksonville, I think, did not do last year that they're doing this year. They're losing that turnover margin.
Is it Lawrence having some regression? Or is it offensive line? I mean, he's got the weapons.
He's got the weapons. He's got Calvin Ridley, which he can't get the ball to somehow. I honestly think it's that offensive line. I think they have one of the worst offensive line in the NFL.
Sure.
They can't get ETN going.
No. Ridley's been banged up a little bit, I feel like.
Well, yeah. Again, they just can't get him the ball. And there's been fumbles, there's been interceptions. Lawrence isn't protecting the ball as well as he did last year. I also don't think he's running as much as he did last year. Last year, he used his legs a lot to get out of there, and I don't think he's doing that this year. Now, again, I haven't been watching very closely. I had it in the background last week.
That's right. You're using the Sunday ticket now. So.
Not as proficiently. I found out that I can't do that because Zach is watching it on his TV, on his Apple TV, and he can do the 4-in-1.
You can't?
It's not available on mobile and computer.
I saw you guys texting about it.
It's only available on like TV. And I'm like, well, looks like I'm getting a new TV.
Do you have Red Zone?
Here I don't. I have Red Zone on. Yeah, it's on YouTube TV. Yes, they have Red Zone.
I'm saying, do you have it on games? You pay for it though.
Yes, it's part of the package.
Oh, you're gonna see all the little things you need to see.
Yeah, I guess, but I would rather want to watch all 4 games. I can cheat.
Whatever.
Anyway, and that's besides the point.
I'm taking Jacksonville. By the way,
you're taking Jacksonville. Here's the thing: Jacksonville always plays good in London. Mm-hmm. They've probably lost in London, but they play very well over there. And in Atlanta, they look like Atlanta against Detroit.
Yeah, they're getting. They got Bijan. Like I said, he's gonna get his, but he didn't look very good last week. But he still will be like the one mainstay person on the team. I feel like that's consistent. Everybody else on that team.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm going Jacksonville as well. I like that pick. Next, back to normality. 1:00 start Eastern.
Ooh.
This needs to be flexed, and I'm going to say this now for when we get to our Sunday night game.
They're not going to do it.
They won't because they would have already announced it. They need to, and they don't do that until later in the season. They need to flex the Sunday night because this week's Sunday night is garbage.
I saw.
This game needs to be flexed in there. It is Dolphins at Bills. Both of these teams just had a monstrous win in different aspects. What I mean by that is, so Bills bounced back from what they were having. They were having, obviously week 1, they looked awful. Last week, they looked really good. Last week, they were able to beat up on Washington 37-3, and they had no issues against them. Washington was looking good, and then they basically just humiliated them.
Looking good is probably not the right phrase.
Well, but Howell coming in as basically a rookie didn't seem bad.
Oh, but I played Arizona week 1, and shoot.
Okay, Denver week 2. So
exactly.
All right.
So come on.
Now. All right. So I guess a dose of reality for Washington, but I think that's what the Bills needed. Sometimes you need these type of games, like Bills needed this type of game to punch someone in the mouth to get that confidence, and they got it.
Yeah, and then some.
Yeah, right. So, but then Dolphins, boy, what can we say about the Dolphins?
Well, I can say they almost scored the most points ever in an NFL game. That still belongs to Washington Redskins in 1996, scored 72 points. So I did see the Dolphins. They had a chance to kick a field goal at the end of the game to get 73, but they chose to take the kneel. They chose to show some mercy to the Broncos.
And the head coach actually for the Dolphins actually came out and talked about that. They asked him why he didn't go for it, and he's like, it wasn't needed. Like there was nothing more we needed to prove. It wasn't. It's sportsmanship is more of what he was going for, and what we're getting at here is Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20, and every time I turned around, the Dolphins were scoring, and even when they put in their backups,
I say when they took the starters out, they had 56 points already.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then is it Mike White?
Mike White,
formerly
of the Jets,
threw a massive bomb to is it Robbie Chosen? Somebody Chosen.
It was Chosen Anderson.
Chosen. Okay, his name. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, sorry.
You almost got it.
You almost got it. Almost got it. Bomb to him, and then on the ensuing kickoff, Denver returned it for a 99-yard touchdown, and then on the ensuing handoff, Achane took it for
not Achane.
Not Achane. He wants it to be Achane. Took it for like a 68-yard run on the first run of the next. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, you somehow outbid me for him in fantasy.
I put so much money. You
bid
25. I bid like 75.
I'm kind of happy I didn't get him because I don't know what that running back room is going to be like the rest of the year.
I know, especially if is it Jeff Wilson. If he comes back, it could be a three-headed monster. But I mean, I still think they're going to get their touches. I think right now
they can score 70 points a week.
I think right now, especially they did that without Waddle.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Why don't we just trade Jonathan Taylor? Bring Waddle back over here. They showed they don't need him.
They showed they don't need him. So you're saying Taylor for Waddle?
Yeah, straight up.
And you straight up.
Yeah.
Just ride Moss.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell me I'm wrong. We'll get there.
You're not. But if they add Waddle back, I honestly think, and you can go to obviously I don't think Chiefs are in the mix. Maybe Bills. I think Dolphins have the best offense in the NFL right now.
I don't think Chiefs are in the mix.
For the best, who though?
Those are the top three teams. Top three offenses right there.
Yeah.
So yes, they're in a conversation for top offense.
Okay, but who would you put at number one?
Dolphins.
Okay, right. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I thought you were trying to say you're not even putting.
No. Well,
Kansas City in the conversation. I thought that's what you were saying.
For number one, I don't, because outside of Kelsey, who do they have?
Patrick Mahomes, man. Who's got to give him the ball?
Okay. Anyways, this is very difficult.
You don't see Andy Reid out there throwing dimes.
Anyways.
I'm just trying to be a dick.
I think this is a very difficult pick because it is in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo has been susceptible to certain teams. Divisional game. I'm doing
Dolphins. I'm doing it too. I'm going Dolphins too.
I truly think that they have the
ride the wave now while it's still going.
Yep. So especially if Waddle can come back.
I thought he saw he practiced.
Yeah. Now whether he fully does come back is probably a game time decision. But if Waddle comes back, boy, like I said, the best thing that they need to do is keep Tua upright. And he has. So far he has. Fingers crossed. So we're on the same page here.
I don't like that. Okay,
I don't like this next game at all. They need to listen. I've seen some TikToks, and I like to watch a lot of TikToks here. We shared last year my screen time on here. This needs to be a game deciding that whoever loses this game gets sent to the XFL. This is the worst. This shouldn't even be broadcast on any network.
Unless you're a fan of one of these teams. If you live in the city, that's the only people who should be subjected to see it. So they can just
be blacked out in their own cities.
Suffer.
We're of course talking about Denver at the Bears. Now, Broncos just had a 50 burger net, so 70, but then they had 20, so 50. lost by 50, and then the Bears lost. What the hell? They lose by 41-3.
Yeah. No, they scored a touchdown.
Did they?
DJ
At the very end?
DJ
Oh,
Moore
okay.
scored a touchdown.
I'm sorry. So 41-10, whatever. Still not even close. And the Bears had to deal with a little bit of extra drama because, who was there but Taylor Swift?
T Swift.
T Swift was there cheering on apparently
her boo thing.
Apparently her new boo thing, Travis Kelce. And the Bears never had a shot at all. And for a team, and Justin Fields looks worse every week.
Yeah. How far do they let it go before they actually bench him?
I don't know that they do. Who do they have after them?
Well, I don't remember his name now. But when I went to when the Colts played the Bears in preseason this year.
Oh, okay.
They had this one backup. God, I'll find it.
Yeah, you keep going.
I'm gonna find it. Anyways,
so in the beginning of the year, again, it was discussed that the Bears were going to win the division. The Justin Fields was going to turn it around. He was going to be MVP, and he's regressed. Now, he had just taken shots at the coaching staff, and then like a day after that, their defensive coordinator resigns, and so that whole organization's a train wreck. They got DJ Moore. You said he scored a touchdown, but I mean, so he's had like one. They can't get him the ball. No. Now again, their offensive line is hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
He is still running for his life, but on easy passes where he is,
but he's not even having the rushing, like the advantage of his rushing game like he did last year.
No, he did. No, right.
He's not having anything at all.
And
I saw a stat today that he's only won 5 games in his career as a starter. And that falls in line. I don't know if I'll be able to find it with all the quarterbacks that fell in line with it. It was names like Zach Wilson, Cooper Rush.
But Cooper Rush won like 5 in a row.
True. But you don't see him starting NFL games for a reason.
No, that he might here soon, but we'll get there too.
But anyways, I found the backup. Look at that guy. Tyson Bagent.
Who the
Tyson Bagent played his football at Shepherd University.
Never even heard of that university either. Okay, so listen.
Farming quarterbacks over there.
Listen, they're going to be the worst NFL team for 2 straight years, and they're going to get the number 1 overall pick again.
Do they own that pick still?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yeah, because a few weeks ago, you might not have been here on that one. I said after 2 weeks, yeah, you were here for that one. If the season ended, it would be Arizona, and then Arizona again, and then pick 3 and 4 would have been
Chicago.
Bears.
Yeah.
Because Bears also had Panthers pick.
They don't look good either.
No, they don't. So I don't know who to pick here. And what's even...
You gotta pick somebody.
What's even funnier...
I wish there was an option to pick no one.
What is hilarious... Watch them tie, God. Good Lord. What is more hilarious to me is Denver is the away team, and they just lost by 50, getting 70 dropped on them, and they're favorited over the Bears.
Oh.
Not here.
To be fair, they're favorited probably because they have, besides this past week, the Broncos against the Dolphins, the other 2 weeks, the first week they played Raiders, they looked
solid. They lost by 1.
And then they were beating last week, week 2, Washington, until Washington came back and won.
And they could have tied the game because they had the Hail Mary, but all they had to do, they missed the 2 points. So I get they're playing competitive except for the Dolphins.
I'm going Denver. Their defense is actually, again, they had 70 points put up on them, but of the 2 defenses between Bears and Broncos, I would say Denver's got the better defense, and plus they have the better offense with Sean Payton calling plays. I don't know if he is calling plays, but either way, he still has his hand in that. And so
we were gonna rip Sean Payton because he had comments about the previous head coach Nathaniel Hackett. You just had 70 points drop on you. I don't think you have any room to talk. You need to straighten something up.
Well, he would still say it's his fault.
Who?
Nathaniel Hackett's fault.
Yeah, and I don't know if Sean
if it wasn't for him coaching us last year, we wouldn't have had 70 points.
Good Lord. All right, so both Broncos, it seems. Someone's got to win, right?
Gross.
Right. Next one is Ravens at Brownies. Now, here's the thing. Ravens, honestly, I have not been impressed with either. They won against Houston week 1, but Lamar didn't look good. He had some turnovers. They struggled. That was in terrible weather. I get that. Week 2, they played Bengals, correct?
Yeah.
So they beat the Bengals, but it wasn't very.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a very good game. That's a divisional game.
Sure, they're looking. Probably Joe Burrow had been looking like Joe
and
Burrow.
Burrow wasn't very good. So, and then obviously, this week, I'm going to get there, but Ravens were in a deep battle with the Colts. And,
Plus, the weather was not good in that game either.
The Colts?
Yeah, it was not. It was kind of rainy and wet out there.
Was it? It was. It was. That caused the fumble. So Lamar. The good thing was, Lamar looks susceptible to be sacked. The Colts were able to get in there, sack him a few times. They caused him to fumble. We had, I think, 2 fumbles on that, so we had multiple turnovers. Freaking Justin Tucker missed a field goal. He left it short.
61 yards. I mean, come on now, man. I know his record is 66.
66, and I don't know if that's even in Denver. 100% don't know that. I can't remember where he kicked that 66 at.
I couldn't tell you.
But I feel like, especially without OBJ, not really a run game. Zay Flowers is very good.
Yes.
When they can get him the ball.
Need to see more Mark Andrews.
I need to see more Mark Andrews. I definitely agree there. Defense is susceptible, and I will say, Deshaun Watson has been looking better each week.
Their defense is
the
top right now, statistic wise. It's a top 5 defense.
Myles Garrett is an absolute animal. Have you seen what he's been doing?
I remember the video that came out was like week 2 where he was doing the
crossover,
and then
basketball crossover, and then he did a bloody crossover and
got the
dude.
second quarter. Yeah,
they just played. I might see if I can finally get some clips in here to where we can show what I'm talking about. They just played the Titans, correct? Yeah. They beat the piss out of the Titans.
Did. Which
there was a play, hilarious. Myles Garrett, I forget which side he starts on. I think the right, and they have 2 tight ends on him. Myles Garrett floats to the left. Mm-hmm. The 2 tight ends follow him. Myles Garrett's like, bet. Myles Garrett strolls back over to the right. Tight ends are like, what the heck am I supposed to do? They go back up. By the time all that happens, they've run out of time. The play clock's done. Myles Garrett's like, I'm just gonna play.
Just playing mind games with him.
Yeah, he's sitting there having. Myles Garrett's a freak of nature at this time, so hopefully he can stay healthy. He's had injury problems in the past. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But you're right, that defense is playing good. Obviously minus Nick Chubb, the run game still looked efficient.
It did, yeah.
I have no faith in the Titans offense whatsoever. They didn't do good at all. So they held Derrick Henry to what, like 20 yards on 11 carries. Something like that? Maybe less than that.
He didn't look good.
Derrick Henry.
He has not looked good all year, but they also didn't make sure he didn't look good in this game.
Right. D-Hop has been, why'd you trade for D-Hop? Mm-hmm. So, I'm taking the Browns here.
I am as well. Browns have been a surprise team, actually, with how good they've looked. Because you didn't know what you were going to get this year with Deshaun Watson.
No, and he's looked good.
Yeah, so far, he's held his own, and so I believe that continues.
Yes. Next game, Bengals at Titans. I just talked a whole bunch of trash about the Titans. Bengals did
smash.
I don't even think that registered. It did. Bengals looked okay.
They looked better.
Burrow is still not 100%. No, you can clearly tell he's missing throws.
Yeah, because the he doesn't have the spin and the zoom in the ball, and plus when he was trying to, anytime the pocket was collapsing this previous week against the Rams, you could tell that he would just throw the ball real quick or throw it away because usually in the past he would run out of there. Run out, yeah, and he would use that to his advantage.
So you could tell that calf is not 100%. Hopefully he keeps doing whatever. Maybe find where. No, don't do that. I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna make a massage joke, but I'll leave that alone. He definitely needs to do something to fix that calf because he goes out. There goes the team. I mean, the defense played very well against Stafford and the Rams. It was a very defensive game early.
Mm-hmm.
It was a back and forth defensive game.
All game, actually.
Yeah. So, but I think Burrow again. I think Burrow and the Bengals need another. They need a game that the Bills needed. They need a game that they can punch someone in the mouth and get some rhythm, get some confidence.
Well,
and the Titans might be that.
Luckily, at least last week, Jamar Chase finally had a great game.
Oh, he had a good game.
And so, maybe
Gotta get Higgins in there though.
He got plenty of targets. He just dropped a lot of
dropping a few that he shouldn't be dropping.
And I don't think that continues. I think he gets better on that. Plus, Joe keep feeding Joe Mixon the ball right now. He actually looks pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. They need that game. This could be that game.
We're going Bengals. It sounds like
easily.
I don't think we've had a discrepancy yet.
We will now, maybe.
Okay, next game. You get to clown me. Rams at Colts. So Colts beat Ravens.
Hey, Bobby.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Okay. Yep. I take the L here because I chose Ravens and you guys chose Colts. You'll always choose Colts. I almost changed to Colts, by the way. When I saw the injury report come out and the Ravens had like a page and a half of injuries, I almost switched to the Colts. I'm like, Lamar will find a way to burn this team.
Don't get me wrong. It was this close.
It was.
I mean, just by like a little thread.
So the key difference here is in the past when we faced Lamar, we can't contain him.
Yeah.
We were able to contain him, and he did have some runs, but he wasn't able to actually beat us like that.
Yeah.
Our defense really helped us this game. Again, we were without Anthony Richardson again. Minshew came out, played great game manager. Zach Moss looked great.
Looks really good. He didn't get all the carries like he did last week. Chase Sermon came in. When Chase Sermon came in, he didn't look horrible.
I think he only had like 5 carries.
Yeah, but he didn't look bad. He was still getting some positive yardage. But yeah, Zach Moss, man. Pittman. If we end up moving on from Taylor and Zach Moss as our RB1 the rest of the year, I'm okay with that.
Pittman had a great catch,
which he's proven me wrong.
He's heard us talk about him not,
because I did not think he was a wide receiver.
I still don't think. Man, here's the thing that's helping. Josh Downs is looking really good over Alec Pierce.
Yeah.
And Josh Downs can be that person. He's like that Flowers. Excuse me.
He's not the over-the-top beat of everybody, burn everybody like Zay Flowers is. I mean, Alec Pierce is still our over-the-top guy, but...
Yeah. And we have our tight ends, too. Who's the tight end?
Kylan Granson, Malala Cox, Will Mallory.
Who's the one that just came in? I thought he had a big catch in this game. Starts with an O.
Ogletree? Alec Ogletree?
Yeah. I thought he had a good catch in this game. Maybe not. Maybe it was Granson.
I don't remember.
But everybody played well, and our kicker set an NFL record. Matt Gay kicked 4 field goals of 50 or more yards. That's an NFL record. Mm-hmm. And he bombed them too. Mm-hmm. And then I think he had another 40-plus yarder, so he kicked a 5 on the day. Mm-hmm. So he definitely won us that game.
Game was really reminiscent of 2007
when we beat him. It was nothing but field goals. Yeah. Because we had to go to overtime in this game, only because, as we stated earlier, Justin Tucker, probably one of the best kickers, came up short on a 60. It was dead nut center, and he just came short. And I thought it was there.
I did too.
And then when I saw the refs go short, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh man, I scared my family. I was so happy.
Dang, don't be scaring the children.
Yeah, I scared the kids.
So now the Rams. I'm just worried that Tutu and Puka are going to run wild over our defense.
If we can get the Stafford
which I think we actually can,
we should be fine.
we need to do the same thing that we just did against Lamar. If we are able to, because I think you can get, that was the one thing that Cincinnati did was they got to Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
If we can get to Stafford, I think you're right. I think we can win. Now, it's going to be a little bit different because are we starting Anthony? It sounds like he practiced today.
He's still in protocol.
He needs one. Well, because he needs one more.
Oh.
He needs one more. He needs one more full practice, and then he'll be blue shirted, I believe.
Okay.
He needs 2 to clear the protocol. I think that's the reason. So if he practices, I think again tomorrow, he'll be cleared. Should be.
I'm okay if they want to send out one more week.
Yeah. I think I'm actually gonna go to. I'm actually gonna go for the Colts here. It's at home. I think I'm actually gonna go Colts here.
Nice to have you back on the bandwagon, Bob.
Hey. They won last time I picked them. I picked them against Houston.
Oh.
But it's Houston. But Houston didn't play bad. Anyway.
Yeah, true.
So now another game. Buccaneers at Saints. Saints lost
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr is going to be week to week with a
shoulder. It's AC joint sprain, so
There
it's
you
just a shoulder injury.
So he'll be week to week. Buccaneers looked meh against the Eagles, but it's the Eagles.
Eagles defense is great.
So, but I think the Saints defense is pretty good.
Yeah. Andy Dalton still put up a couple points on last week. Oh, shoot. That's the wrong game.
That's the wrong game.
Jordan Love.
There you go, Jordan Love.
Wow.
Ooh.
I am so sorry.
I thought Andy Dalton played.
Yeah, you're right. Ignore me, people.
So I actually, this is favoring Saints. I actually like Baker here. I actually like Baker. Oh, and I'm going to say, I believe in my pick'ems last week, I chose the Saints over the Packers. That's a game I changed.
Yeah.
I changed to the Packers right before the game started. And I won that one. But I think I'm actually going to go Buccaneers here. There's not a lot to talk about. I mean, besides the Derek Carr injury.
No.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
You can go ahead and say it.
Ooh, I may switch my goddamn pick.
Is he eligible to play this week?
I think so. He's off of suspension. Kamara can come back this week.
Welcome back.
Whether he is going to be able to play is a different story. So, I still think I'm going to go Buccaneers here, though.
For now, Jameis Winston. I don't even care if Kamara plays.
Going Bucks?
Yeah, I'm going Bucks
Like
as well too. Although Marshawn Lattimore does have Mike Evans' number every time they play each other, so
Maybe more Godwin now.
we'll see. Because
Godwin's been a little quiet.
well, you already know that Lattimore, just for this game's purpose of them playing each other, he's automatically just gonna shadow Evans the entire game.
I do know that he always has his number.
But
I do know.
You're right. Maybe this is a game that Godwin
Finally breaks out.
Yeah.
So next we have Washington at Philly.
I don't gotta
I'm
spend too
truly
much on
not
this.
going to talk about this game a lot. Swift has been looking better and better, and not T Swift. I know they have a Swift and a Kelsey on this team too, but we're talking about Jason.
This Swift and Kelsey, they don't date.
No, they don't. So I'm going to go Eagles here. I definitely think Eagles have.
I'm going Eagles.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. No, Eagles look really good. Washington looks like they finally got dropped down to earth.
They're gonna go down to the Earth's core now.
This is in Philly. God, Washington. Howell's gonna have back-to-back terrible weeks. So both Eagles.
You may see Jacoby Brissett if it gets bad enough.
I don't think we have a difference yet, homie. Yikes! We gotta throw it here. All right, next. We have Vikings at Panthers.
I don't really got much to say about them for this previous week.
Vikings. So I will say this: Vikings played the Chargers. Both of these defenses were awful.
Mm-hmm.
This was one where Chargers, we knew were going to give up a buttload of points. and we thought that they couldn't close out. Well,
They closed out.
they closed out. And but again, it was like last second tip drill kind of touchdown nonsense at the end.
Yeah.
Vikings easily could have won. Vikings are now 0-3. But Justin Jefferson's still having an absolutely banana
Kirk
season.
Cousins still having decent season too.
I think he's one of the top quarterbacks.
Yeah, he is.
It's just that defense.
Horrible.
Now, Panthers are awful.
Although their offense looked better this week. Bryce Young did not play this previous week. Andy Dalton came in and played, and I don't think they won their game, but they were competitive.
You don't think Panthers won?
Correct. I'm talking about the Panthers.
No, Panthers lost to Seattle by 10.
They were competitive in the game, and like I said, Andy Dalton didn't look too bad. But I did see today
He threw for like 361 and 2 touchdowns. Andy Dalton did.
Yeah. I did see today that, however, I got a notification that Bryce Young went from questionable to healthy, so I believe
He's on track to starting.
he is going to play this week. So
I don't think it matters. I'm taking Vikings.
I am too. I was just gonna say, like, maybe if Dalton played because of the way they looked against Seattle. Again, don't get me wrong, Seattle still beat him. I still think that maybe Dalton could give them a chance.
Yeah.
Now, early in the year, maybe Bryce Young progresses, but we'll see. Not this week, though.
Next game, we'll wrap up here. Already getting yelled at. We got Steelers at Texans. I'm gonna be honest. Texans defense is really good.
Stroud doesn't look bad either.
And Stroud has been improving week after week.
Mm-hmm.
He played really well against Jacksonville. That defense played really well against Jacksonville. Now Pittsburgh had to play the Raiders, who aren't good either.
Nope.
So I don't know what to make of the Steelers yet, and I don't truly know what to make of Houston. They're giving the Steelers, who are away, a lot of love over here. I actually want to go Houston.
I'm doing it.
Oh, my God.
Do it.
We are at the 4 o'clock games, and we haven't had a difference here.
I don't like that.
So, Raiders at Chargers. God. Listen, Raiders...
Did Garoppolo get hurt last week?
He may have gotten banged up, but I don't think he's going to miss time. I don't think he's on the injury report. The injury that we do have to talk about from the Chargers is Mike Williams. Correct?
Tore his
He
ACL.
tore his ACL, and that is such a shame for him because he was having a baller year. He was having
so
a baller
good.
year, and he had a baller game. And tore his ACL. That's tough. Eckler might come back this game.
They need him.
They might hold him because they have a bye next week.
Well, then I'd hold off.
So
but
if
they do need him, though.
So if they hold him against the Raiders, they have a bye. He can come back after the bye week.
That's a
I
smart
think
thing to
that's
do.
a smarter choice. I'm still taking Chargers just because
I am too.
I don't like the Raiders team as a whole.
Plus, Keenan Allen, man. You want to talk about receivers looking good. Keenan Allen had like 20 targets last week. Caught 18 of them, I believe.
God.
Had over 200 receiving yards. He did not score a receiving touchdown. However, he threw
He did throw one
to Mike Williams.
He did throw one to Mike Williams.
Over 40 yards.
Herbert, again, this offense looks very good. They can have a very good
It's the
It's that defense that just something needs to happen. And again, I'll say it again, their coach is supposedly a defensive-minded coach.
He came
Fix
from
your
the
defense.
Rams as their defensive coordinator to this job.
Fix your defense then.
He's getting
Good
fired.
Lord. Oh, my God. I will say, though, I think you have the greatest schedule release videos ever created.
Don't waste Herbert's talent.
Don't. I'll never fire whoever made those videos. I know Kevin hasn't seen them. Kevin, you're watching them after this. They're phenomenal. Okay. Kevin's just like, whatever. Wrap it up, boys. All right, we got Patriots at Cowgirls. And I'm calling you the Cowgirls because how in the fuck, first cuss word of the year, did you lose to Arizona? Arizona was on a path to tank. They at the beginning of the year, they all had them written as they were going to be losing. How did you give up, I believe it was it 400 yards? They gave up 400 yards to No, I don't think it was that many. Yes, it was close to that. You give up almost 400 yards to Joshua Dobbs-led Arizona team. 222 yards on the ground. Dak Prescott, what are you doing in the red zone? What were you seeing there? He had a chance to, I'm not going to say win it, but he had a chance at the end to, score a touchdown. Threw it right to, the dude was right there. I don't know if you watched that final play.
No, I didn't.
Bro, they were wearing red.
Yeah.
How'd you not see him in the end zone? Threw it right to him. This team, the only reason that they looked good is because their defense was able to get turnovers and give them short-ass fields. If they do this nonsense, they're not with.
Now, it does sound like last week that they did lose. Was it
It was
Trayvon
Diggs.
Is he out for the year?
Yes. This is one game after he tore his ACL in practice.
God,
And your defense looks like this? Your defense was touted as the best in the NFL, and then you give up to arguably, supposedly, one of the worst offenses in the league. You have 400 yards. What are you doing?
Now, do we...
Are we overreacting on the Cowboys? Maybe. Not their offense. I think their offense had never... Even when the Cowboys were winning and putting up that many points, even week 1 against the Giants, it was not their offense we were talking about. It was their defense.
Mm-hmm.
And now their defense is doing this. I have no faith in their offense. So if their defense can't get it together...
Yeah, because they're going to give it up to Josh Dobbs, but they're going to give up to Mac Jones.
Are you? That is... Wow. Now, see, this is in Big D. So...
By the way, for those of you probably guessed what I just did, but I'm taking the Patriots in this game. I don't like to say that, but I just think...
These are two...
And I don't want to overreact on Dallas. I think Dallas... over the long haul of the season will be fine and make the playoffs. But I don't know. I just think I'm going to ride on the tailcoats of the Patriots coming in and beating them while they're vulnerable at this time.
I think that could have been a wake-up call for them because, if they were riding that high and then,
This is where we differ.
I think... Because this is in Dallas. I think if this was in New England, I might have gone ahead and taken them. I don't think they lose 2 here. And again, these two, I don't care. I don't care. I hate both of these teams. I've said it before. As much as I hate New England, I would rather root for New England than Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but I unfortunately think I'm going to go Dallas here just because I think their defense will get it back on track. So this is our one difference so far. So I'm going Cowboys, you're going Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Let's wrap it up. We got 3 left, guys. We got Cardinals. Oh, and these should be easy. Well, yeah. We got Cardinals at 49ers.
49ers.
Okay. not even okay. Debo is a question mark. He did take a rib injury.
Doesn't matter.
Ayuk, is he going to come back?
What did he do to him? Concussion?
Ayuk was out last week, either with a concussion or a hammy. I can't remember which one, but he was even out last week.
Yeah, I bet Debo plays.
So I bet Debo plays too. So now, even though the Cardinals just smacked Dallas around, this is in 49ers. This is a divisional game. Yeah, going 49ers.
Yeah. Sorry, Cardinals. That's probably gonna be your only one. You shouldn't have even tried to win last week, anyways.
Okay.
Just saying.
I mean, they tried to win against who the hell had to come back in
Washington?
No, two weeks ago, a week ago. They were down.
Who was that?
They were down. Was it the Giants?
Yes.
It was the Giants. Anyway, so yeah, we got Niners. Sunday night game. This is the atrocious game that shouldn't even happen. It's Chiefs at Jets.
Chiefs.
Jets. Okay. Jets, you have no chance. I'm sorry. You just don't. Chiefs all the way.
Yep.
Chiefs. Especially now they got Kelsey back. And I think Kelsey was kind of on I'm not going to say a snap count, but I don't think he was in there every time because they were still helping him come back from that knee.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, they had to get him his tutty because T Swift was there, so this is in New York.
She'll be there.
You think she's going to be in there?
She'll be.
Okay. All right. So, Chiefs. Monday night game. Honestly, don't like this Monday night game either. This is Seattle at New York. Now, I've always said I hate West Coast going East Coast, But this being a night game and a Monday game,
They can adjust to the
they
time.
can adjust a little bit.
Which they will.
I like Seattle's weapons better. Metcalf's getting fed more. Walker, I think, is starting to get there. Geno just needs a little bit more spark. At the beginning of the season last year, he had more something going on before he got hurt.
Yeah.
He's fallen a little bit. I think if he can get that back, especially get Lockett a little bit more involved. I haven't seen Lockett as involved.
Week 2, he had a pretty good game. This past week, though, he didn't have very many targets at all.
And the other one I really think that they need to start getting in there because he's a fantastic wide receiver is JSN.
Yeah.
JSN's been quiet. Now, I understand he's a rookie, but we've had other rookies. Downs, we've had...
It's a good problem to have. You have these 3 guys. You got to pick at least one of them to give the ball to each week. But
yeah. But the Dolphins don't seem to have that problem. Tua's feeding them.
No, I think the kind of offense that Miami runs
true,
is
a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Seattle here.
I am too.
God dang it. We have one difference. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if that's ever happened.
No, I don't think so.
So, for as difficult as I thought this week was going to be, I am very surprised that Eric went with me on these because Eric normally is throwing out some crazy... I don't know, actually, if that bodes well for me. Because you're normally throwing off some oddball ones. But...
what are you trying to say?
I might change something. I will say this, just because we're not doing our recap video. Last week I went 11 out of 16. And Eric, where'd you go?
I wasn't far behind you.
I went 11 and you went 10. So we were down by 1. So not bad weeks. Hopefully we have another good one. Outside that, I think that's it, guys. Hope you guys have a good week. We will come back next week. It sounds like Eric might not be here next week, so I will try to get a guest. Eric has some stuff going on. We will prep for him not being here. So we'll try to have our first guest on. And we'll try to go back to our 2 episodes situation kind of wrapped in today where we couldn't make our other videos. So this one will be a little bit longer just because of that fact. We're trying to combine both a little bit. We probably missed some stuff because we were trying to speed through it, trying to condense. Is what it is. So you guys have a good week. You have anything to add?
Go Colts.
Go Colts. You guys have a good week.
Love you.
Peace out.